On page 79, the tutorial begins discussing lesson 6. It's important that you read through before you start working so you know what you're doing. We'll be working with FDDs, or functional decomposition diagrams. On page 82, they give you the 3 symbols you use: the function, the process, and the off-page connector. In order to work in this, let me get back to the main menu. You want to be sure that you're working in the test project so that you have the folders and the files that you need already available. So on page 82, I begin working. I create a new diagram. Make sure when you do that on datagram type you choose decomposition and then click OK. That way you have the appropriate symbols at the top. We begin by adding 4 function symbols and name them Department of Motor Vehicles, Registration Department, Licensing Department, and Motor Vehicle Regulation Department. In order to, don't do what I did, make sure you go back to the select mode before you try to put them in a box. Put them in a box, and then you can go to diagram, snap symbols to line them up. Click on that open area, and I am on page 83, step 8. I'm ready to add the process symbol and add 3 processes. This is a process symbol. Registration system, driver's licensing system, and regulation system. Then we align the processes. Again, make sure you go back to select mode, diagram, snap symbols. And as you can see, can't do that way. So we snap these symbols, and you snap these. Okay. Below the process labeled driver's licensing system, add a process labeled issue license. We go to process, name it issue license. This is the name of a process contained in the second level data flow diagram that came with the project. Below issue license, add 3 processes: get photograph, create license, and update DMV database. And again, you can snap symbols to make them line up. Now I'm on page 85. We're going to save and give it the name Department of Motor Vehicles. Now we're ready to add connection lines to our FDD. So we'll click the Select Mode button. While pressing the Shift key, click the left mouse button on the function labeled Department of Motor Vehicles. The symbol changes colors to show that it has been selected. While holding down the Shift key, click the function labeled Licensing Department and repeat the procedure for Registration Department and Motor Vehicle Regulation Department. The selection box expands to encompass each new symbol that you select using Shift click. If you select a symbol that you do not want in your line grouping, simply press the Shift key and click the symbol again to deselect it. From the diagram menu, select Connect. Connection lines are drawn automatically. Clear the block by clicking in an open area in the diagram outside the block. And as you can see, I don't have mine lined up the way they do, so I'm going to move mine. And try to make it look a little bit better. I'm not doing a real good job here. I think this is one of those instances where you might want to just start over. Actually, I think I'll just leave it for now. We'll come back to that. It's a good idea why you want to get things lined up the right way before you start connecting. Now I want to hold down or Shift key and click the left mouse button on Licensing Department and Driver's Licensing System. And connect those. Then I want to add connectors between driver's licensing system and issue license, and between issue license and get photograph, create license, and update DMV. Click on the first line button and add a line between Registration Department and Registration System. Click the first line button and add a line between Motor Vehicle Regulation Department and Regulation System. Select the third line button and elbow and draw a connector between Driver's Licensing System and Motor Vehicle Regulation Department. This is an error you are deliberately making that will be discovered by Analyst. Select Save from the File menu. Now we want to analyze using the Analyze function. So we select Analyze from the diagram menu. Current diagram and syntax check are marked, are selected, and click OK. You should have an error and warnings about process symbols that are not on data flow diagrams. These are a reminder that you may want to decompose these processes in order to have a fully defined project. Click Cancel. Click the Select Mode button. Now I'm on page 89. Click the right mouse button on any point of line added between Driver's Licensing System and Motor Vehicle Regulation Department. Select Cut or Delete. You can also delete the line by pressing the Delete key. Run Analyze again. Now the errors should be gone. It should just have warnings, but because we have this mess up here, we still have one error. Now we're in good shape. And that's how you fix that. We still just have warnings but no errors. Now on page 90, generating data flow diagrams from an FDD or spawning. So I want to click the Select mode. With the right mouse button, click the function labeled Licensing Department. Select Spawn from the Object menu and choose New Data Flow Diagram Set. This would ordinarily be used to create new data flow diagrams, but a data flow diagram already exists containing the process driver's licensing system. There is also a child diagram of that process containing the process issue license. Therefore, Spawn checks for the existing connections and opens a dialog box explaining that it wants to add the 3 lower level processes that you just created to a diagram that is given the name of the parent process of that diagram. In this case, it is issue license. Click Update DFDs. Visible Analyst adds the 3 new processes to a data flow diagram and opens the top level data flow diagram for you. This is the one of the diagrams supplied with the test project and is displayed in Figure 6.9 on page 91. We'll work with these in Lesson 8. You now have a real-life choice to make in pursuing the structured methodology lifecycle. Having used the FDD spawn function to build some intermediary data flow diagrams, you can continue to build top-level data flow diagrams in the overall data flow model. We're ready now to move on to Lesson 8. Make sure you save before you close.